All right, folks, welcome back in. WJBF Game Night Live. Second half action about set to get underway. Hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities, and thanks to Stephanie French for all her hard work and the crew. Ashley Brown, Matt Lane, Nathan Edwards, and WJBF Sports with you tonight for WJBF Game Night Live. And first half was all Fox Creek. We'll have some stats coming your way in a moment. 24-0 the score. And the kick to get us underway is a short one. It's going to bounce to about the 23. That is where it's scooped up by the return man. On the return, number 9, Jonte Herron. In the first half, the number's a little misleading. Fox Creek, 199 rushing yards, no passing yards. Augusta Christian ran for 92 and threw for 31 for 123 yards, but you've got to take off 62 of those on 2 botch snaps on punts. Those count as negative rush yards. So they actually only have 61 total yards. If you do it that way, 199 to 61 in yardage, yeah, we got a 24-0 ball game.
Yeah, it wasn't a case where they were near the end zone per se, and the ball just went out the back. It was, it went way over the punter's head, and it just continued to bounce and end up getting to the point where it was in the end zone. Well,
not the start you want if you're Augusta Christian. KJ Green with a long run into Augusta Christian territory down to about the 36, 37-yard line. Green in the first half ran the ball for 102 yards on just 2 carries, Matt Lane. 51 yards a carry. That's pretty good average.
That's unbelievable. Now, again, that's rushing. That's
or actually,
check
that.
Receiving.
That's Dalton Swire, excuse me. 2 carries for 102.
But still, that's not receiving.
Yeah.
That's not a throw, a toss to the flat. That is rushing.
And then Green had 7 carries for 52, but that carry there is going to put him around 100. As Swires now has it, watch his speed as he gets to the outside. There's a flag down, so this is not going to count. There's a hold. And then, of course, the quarterback also ran the ball good. Charlton, 3 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown.
And we'll see what the call is, but if it does on Fox Creek, again, in the middle of the field when Swires is already side.
For Augusta Christian in the first half,
55.
Adaman led the way, 5 carries for 44 yards, although he got hurt. Also 14 carries for 35 yards for Beiersdorfer. And Beiersdorfer throwing the football was 4 of 10 for 31 yards.
But then on a couple of key third downs, not electing to throw the ball just to try to run it and eat up some yards. So not really sure. Maybe they just didn't like what they were seeing so far in the game, thought they might have an advantage running the ball and just trying to punt it. But in terms of really running routes to try to get the first down, just electing to try to shorten up the yardage in an effort to maybe pick it up on the ground.
Charlton in the shotgun. He's got his 2 main running backs with him. Now he's going to throw. They haven't done this much. Looking deep. Got a man. Touchdown. Fox Creek is putting it on tonight. Wow. Long touchdown. They had no passing yards in the first half. Now they've got a long touchdown. And I tell you, Charlton looked like he could throw it pretty good there, as he found number 8, Malik Hightower.
Well, and for them to be able to pitch it and catch it like this when they haven't really been throwing the ball through the game, again, that's a great play because they haven't been really throwing the ball, so not a lot of opportunities to try to, get your motion in, kind of get your confidence about you. Just a great throw and a great job of the receiver counting on his speed and running down and catching the ball.
The Doctors Hospital instant replay showed us a beautiful pass and catch. Michael Ray's kick is up, and it is good. So Fox Creek, Derek Quinn said he wanted to make the extra points. They make the first one of the second half, and they lead it 31-0. I don't think anybody saw this coming. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more third quarter action of WJBF Game Night Live in a moment.
You can just talk into it again.
All right, we're back at Fox Creek. Well, actually, technically Lions Memorial Field. This place has been here a long time. They've done some great work refurbishing it, getting it looking great. The kids in North Augusta get to play here in rec ball, and it's a treat for them because they got some great facilities here. Right now, it's all Fox Creek, 31-0. After this kickoff, we're going to introduce you to our guest from McDonald's for this week, Miguel Ramos. We had him on last year, actually. So Ray is going to kick it off. This one's all Fox Creek. The Lions of Augusta Christian need to get something going. It's fielded all the way back at the 5. And on the run with it is Wingart. And he is going to be brought Actually does a good job getting out across the 25 up near the 30, 28-yard line, so it's a yard return for Wingard. And let's introduce you from McDonald's, one of our partners bringing you tonight's action. We've got Miguel Ramos. Miguel, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good to see you again. I'm doing really, really well. And tell me about you and how you got your start with McDonald's.
Well, I started off working part-time after school. Was a full-time high school student. Just had a great opportunity to go and start working with McDonald's. Make a little extra money on the side, help out around the house.
Well, you obviously, they liked you and you liked them because it's been a long relationship, right?
It's been going on 10 years. Going on 10-year anniversary.
That's terrific. Now, do you guys have, in the area, do you guys have any of the high school kids working with you at your McDonald's?
Oh, we have a lot of high school kids.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for a lot of high school kids. Part-time job, it builds character.
It just seems like more so than maybe any other restaurant, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it just seems like the partnership with McDonald's and the high schools, not only the kids working there, but kids going after the games, it just seems like there's more of a combination with those two than any other restaurant I can think of.
Well, I said if I was going to go work for a restaurant, it was going to be the best one. And
there you go.
It just happened to be McDonald's.
All right. Well, and talk about what you guys do in the community, trying to be a part. I know North Augusta is its own little community here, even though we've got Fox Creek and North Augusta High School. But it seems like it's a close-knit group. Talk about that a little bit, and you guys, you know, sponsoring things like this and being a part of the community.
Oh, McDonald's has so many opportunities. We love to do things in the community, help encourage the youth. Several different scholarship programs, especially for our students that work with us, like you just mentioned. A lot of the high school kids that work with us, we offer scholarships. We just try to outreach as much as possible, and this is one of the many factors that we do to get it back to the community.
And of course, we'd love for everybody to come out after the game to the area McDonald's. I'm sure you'd like that.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Well, and also when they have I mentioned the little Pee-wees, the rec league games here Saturdays and during the week, y'all head to McDonald's after the game, right, Miguel?
Oh, come on, bring the family and friends. We're more than ready to see you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for what you do. It's great
No
to talk
problem.
to you again.
All right.
Take care.
You have a good one.
All right, Miguel Ramos from our local McDonald's here with us.
You know, we'll see how this game ends up, but Miguel actually was at the North Augusta game last year, and if this holds true tonight with Fox Creek, Miguel will be 2-0.
The North Augusta teams,
for North Augusta teams
when he's
in game night live games.
Hey, trust me.
That's a pretty good record.
If Coach Thomas and Coach Quinn get wind of that, he's going to be a busy guy. They'll have him at all their games. Coach Thomas, the head coach at North Augusta, and Quinn, of course, here at Fox Creek, is they hand it to Reeves. And Reeves had a couple of good early runs. Since then, Fox Creek's done a much better job, although right now he's pushing the pile a bit. Augusta Christian, off last year's offensive line, lost a good one. Zach Giella, one of the most highly coveted recruits in Columbia County history. He had his choice of colleges. He chose the Clemson Tigers, and that's where he'll be on Saturdays this year. As a matter of fact, they play Wofford this week. Checking out of the game is Cale Green, who had a great first half, number 80. Did a superb job on the defensive side. Augusta Christian on the move here. They've done this quite a bit. They just haven't been able to finish the deal and close it out. Beiersdorfer bobbled it momentarily. Now he runs through the middle and gets a nice pickup.
And actually gets the first down there. And thought we'd see more of that from him. He's a kind of a quick runner. Also a good passer at that. Not really seen him throw a lot of passes tonight, but kind of a dual threat type player.
Had a chance at halftime to talk to one of my former coaches, Mickey Derrick, and former North Augusta Great Louis Mackey assistants on this Fox Creek team. Obviously, they saw something. They're up in the booth, and obviously they saw something because the pass play early to start this half was wide open for the Predators as Beiersdorfer picks up more nice yardage right up the middle. Or check that. That's Wingard. I said Beiersdorfer. That's actually Wingard in there. I apologize, folks.
Yeah, Wingard, pretty quick.
So that's a couple of nice.
Fairly tall receiver. Also, you know, plays both ways, but quick receiver for the Lions. So trying to give him a touch.
And there's Beiersdorfer back in there. Fox Creek's defense has bent, but they haven't broken tonight. And they are on top big, 31-0. Like I said, they've only won one game in the seven-game series between these two. And Beiersdorfer made a bad decision there. He probably should have kept that football and ran to the right. He handed it to his back, who was in trouble immediately.
I want to remind the folks of the best high school football coverage each and every Friday night. Tune into Football Friday Night with Matt Zahn and Nathan Palm as no other station covers more high school football games than Football Friday Night, the area's #1 high school football television show, airing every Friday night at 11:35. Again, a 30-minute show. We are even a part of it somehow, some
Well,
way.
you know, I like to think we're a very big part of it.
Well, you know,
I like to think that we're
it just
not.
goes to prove you send enough emails.
Yeah.
You can get in just about anywhere.
Bribery never hurts. Here we go. Up the middle is Reeves. Reeves made a nice cut, but he's drugged down from behind. Or Augusta Christian, though, with, again, another good drive. But this drive and the first drive, you'd think Augusta Christian's winning the game. They're losing 31-0, though.
It looks like Mon's holding his arm a little bit. Thought I saw him holding it earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Again, when you're getting tackled, that helmet's just continuously hitting those arms.
That's Coach Quinn in the red there, the head coach here in his first year. Took over for longtime coach Russ Snyder, who stepped down and now is taking the job at McCormick. Coach Snyder was the only coach in the history of Fox Creek, as Beiersdorfer keeps it this time. And a big collision there at the 15, 16-yard line.
And again, just, I don't know, maybe just not much confidence in the passing game. Again, a third down and electing to run it.
Augusta Christian's in the Orange Theory Fitness Orange Zone now. And there you get a good look at number 70, the Chet Wilkes defensive lineman, who's really played well tonight.
Yeah. And I would venture to say we will probably see Beiersdorfer or Wingard.
Looks like he's got 4 wide receivers to the left. I don't know, this different little arrangement here.
And Augusta Christian taking a timeout.
Timeout on the field by the Lions.
Maybe that wasn't by design. You never know.
Midway through the third quarter. 6:03 to go, third quarter. Fox Creek is up 31-0. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more in a moment. Fox Creek leads at 31-0 over Augusta Christian on WJBF Sports Game Night Live. Back at Lions Memorial Field, North Augusta, Beiersdorfer, or actually Wingard drops the football, and Wingard's going to be stopped at the 20-yard line. So they had Wingard in there in the direct snap, and it did not go well.
It looks like they're going to turn it over on downs.
So Fox Creek will get the ball back on the fourth down play, not going anywhere. And you heard I don't know if you got wind of it, could hear the officiating crew in the background. Number 2, KJ Green, went on the field holding his helmet, not put it on yet, and they gave him a warning. Instead of calling, they could have thrown a flag, and that's a good job by the crew to just let him know not to come back out on the field without putting that helmet on first. Shotgun formation for Fox Creek, and they hand it to Green. And here he is, up the middle, and he's got room. Uh-oh, he's on the move. This is going to be a long one. He is gone, folks. Inside the 10. Nope, he is brought down. Wingard with a great hustle play to bring him down inside the 5. But what a run. He goes about 70. Hold on, there's a flag down. About 75 yards. But a flag is down. Wingard did a great job hustling to keep him out of the end zone, but
back there.
it looks like it might be on Augusta Christian. No, they're saying now personal foul on the other side on the offense. So that's going to negate the 75-yard run.
Personal foul. 15-yard penalty.
First down.
Wow. If you're KJ Green, that would have put him close to 200 yards. Look at the replay here. He just got going up the middle and the great blocking downfield. Watch the blocking downfield.
Yeah,
Swires,
really
watch Swires. Big block there. And great job. Look at Wingard running him down from behind. Looked like KJ might got a little tired there at the end. So the 75-yard run negated by the penalty.
And again, I believe they called that on 56. And it was kind of hard to see, but it was after the running back was already pretty much gone.
Yeah, I think he just got tangled up with somebody he had blocked.
Well,
and was
got
on top
tangled
of.
up, but I think he went back after the guy, and that was what they threw the flag on. And again, you never know what's happening.
That's one
usually
during the film where KJ says, "Man, what are you doing?" messing up my run.
Yeah, the play's already passed you. Nothing good's going to happen. You're not going to prove any more of a point by going after anybody.
Well, one thing's for sure, Jackson Wingard had not given up. He ran him down from behind.
Yeah, and you always love to see effort like that, but, it's always tough when you're chasing people down from behind making the tackle. Just because you know that they're getting extra yards.
There's a flag down as he's brought down from behind. Now the quarterback, Caleb Charlton, who's done a good job tonight. If you're just joining us, Fox Creek benefited from a couple of high snaps on punts that resulted in 2 safeties. And they assumed control of the game and have never looked back.
You want to move
Led it
back?
24-zip at the half and tacked on a 41-yard
Block in the
touchdown
back.
pass in the third
Number
quarter.
56, the offense, 10-yard penalty.
And now another
first down.
penalty. Again, it's 56 with the block in the back this time, so a tough series for Clayton Bowen. So a tough series for Clayton Bowen. Luckily for him, it's in a 31-0 ball game. Get a little different reaction from the coach when it's a 31-0 game. He's still probably going to get a little talking to, but and looking ahead for these two teams, of course, Fox Creek looks like they're on their way to their first win of the season. They'll go to 1-1 if they're able to hold on, which they should be able to. Here we go, though. Still plenty of time in this game. Quarterback Charlton looking for something. Now he's going to run with it. Lowers his shoulder, and tell you what, he runs hard. Now a flag down at the end of the play.
And again, you'll have a few moments in every game where it'll be kind of chippy, but it's happened a little too much in this game to the point that after kind of
well, here's my
fairly routine plays, you're just getting kind of silly stuff at this point.
Well, here's the thing on the play. Number 9, Joey Varnador came over and made the tackle. And then the play's over, and 15 comes in. That's Tucker Willis, and he's the one who got the penalty after the play was over. I mean, Varnador had already made the play.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, half the distance to the goal, so first down.
Well, hold on a second. They called it on Fox Creek.
Well, and I'm talking about both teams. It's just it's been.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying you did. I thought it was on 15.
Right. No,
so my apologies to Tucker Willis.
Yeah. They're right there. Yeah. As soon as he got up, he kind of pushed himself into the Augusta Christian player, but it has kind of gone back and forth, and it's just. Again, you've never seen anybody gain yards.
Let's see at the end of the play. It might have been 15 Black, which is Jarrell Carter. But you see, the quarterback here, Charlton, just decides at the last minute to lower his head.
And a great play, lowers his shoulder
over.
pass, but then you'll see him, and maybe the Augusta Christian kid kind of hanging on, just pushing him off.
So it was on the quarterback, Charlton, number 10, not number 15. And I see Charlton, I understand that. Both, like you said, a little chippy on both sides maybe there. A moment ago, you guys couldn't hear it, but we heard the officiating crew praising them for their sportsmanship, and now it's getting a little chippy here.
Right. Maybe the ref spoke too soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's kicking himself about it, going, why in the world?
Next week, Fox Creek will be taking on, at home, Wagner Sally. Augusta Christian will go on the road to play Westminster. We've got Westminster on later this year when they play Augusta Prep. So Charlton rolling out to throw. Looking downfield, throws it across. It's picked off, intercepted. That is Wingard, who's played a good game for Augusta Christian. And he is going to be brought down at about the 20. So interception on the throw from Charlton. And you see Charlton rolls out, and Wingard just kind of dropped back into coverage. Good job by him.
Yeah,
read the quarterback's eyes there. Our Doctors Hospital instant replay. And we got some great sponsors bringing you tonight's game. Of course, McDonald's and Doctors Hospital, along with Fairway Ford. Orange Theory Fitness, Augusta Pain Center, Doctors Hospital with the instant replays, Augusta Auto Auction, and Ken Nugent, the one call that's all we haven't had tonight. And Try to get that in before the end of the ball game. But in a 31-0 game, the one call that's all could be, how much money is my son going to spend at the concession stand tonight?
I tell you, before the game, I took the over, and let's just say I've been relaxing since the first quarter.
Well,
because halftime.
He came back with his hands full on his first trip. He's on trip number 2 as we speak.
Yeah, I knew I had it locked down when I saw him drop a handful of Skittles. I knew he was going to want some more. That's part of it. So much fun coming to the games, running around throwing footballs.
I was glad he asked to come. He's getting to the age where he wants to come now, and he asked to come last night. He said, "Can I go to the game?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So he's out running around having fun. When I was a kid, there was nothing better than going to the games and getting to play on the sidelines while the big kids were playing. I mean, it was phenomenal. So kind of a tradition, and there are a lot of kids out there running around. There's a little playground out here at Lions Field. So.
Hey, man, we can't do that whenever you get 18 pennies.
Yeah, Nathan said bring him every week. He fed me nachos.
I want to remind you at the end of the game, we'll have the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. It's gonna be tough to decide here.
Yeah, we've had some good.
A lot of different kind of cast of characters.
Green, Swires, and Charlton all on offense have done a good job. On defense, I tell you, you'd be hard pressed to beat the big kid in the middle, Chet Wilkes.
Yeah.
70's done a good job, and also 80.
80's
Cale
done,
Green has played terrific.
Very well.
Matter of fact, 80 had an outstanding game. He's only a sophomore.
But that'll be coming up later on in the game.
That's right. And we'll have an interview with those guys after the game.
And again, if you miss any of tonight's broadcasts on WJBF Sports Game Night Live, you can catch the rebroadcast on WJBF News Channel 6 this Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Late third quarter here, Fox Creek leads it, but they've just thrown an interception, giving Augusta Christian the ball just outside of the Orange Theory Fitness orange zone. Oh, and Beiersdorfer drops the football. It's just been one of those kind of nights for Augusta Christian. And Big Wilkes came through there and made the tackle, but it was on the drop snap. And the snap was good that time. Beiersdorfer just dropped the football.
Yeah,
Let's go down on the field and get an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report with Stephanie French.
Hey guys, well of course just a couple months ago a bunch of the players in the area did get to test their skills out in the very first Border Bowl Combine. Well, one of the players is Brian Hurt. He was actually selected one of 2 guys from South Carolina to make the roster. A couple of the guys from both Georgia and South Carolina are actually on the roster before the rest of it's released later on this year after the season. But of course he's got a nice resume so far this season, and we'll definitely be announcing the rest of the roster later on. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, Hurt, that's got to be a great thing when you leave there knowing you're locked into the Border Bowl, a chance to play in front of college scouts, and great opportunity to play against some of the best from Georgia.
Well, yeah, and to be able to kind of show your skills off in front of everybody else. Those so rare are the chances that you're able to, there's camps during the summer that you can go to, but in terms of, that everybody from the area is going to be there, it's so much fun to be able to go out there and test your skills out in all the different events and kind of see what you're made of. And right there, you get an invite to, the biggest game of the year.
4th and 15 here for Augusta Christian. They're going to throw it up. And the receiver was unable to go up with both hands. Kind of went up with one arm. It's incomplete. And maybe a cramp there for the receiver. Yeah, that's a cramp for 15 Willis. So Fox Creek will take back over on what's been a dominating night. There's number 80. We mentioned him a moment ago, the sophomore Cale Hurt.
Yeah, really responded well.
Green, excuse me. He's had a good game.
Really responded well, just changing things up as the game has gone along. And that Fox Creek defense playing exceptional after that first 20-plus play drive by Augusta Christian, really kind of changing the entire dynamic of the game.
Really the only miscues, I know Coach Quinn's going to be a little more picky than I am, but the only real miscues, you had a missed extra point, and you had your quarterback threw an interception, but the game's, a little bit almost out of reach when he does that. So it's been a pretty thorough performance. They've given up yards, but they've come through with plays when they've needed them, obviously, and they've had some big plays on offense.
Well, and he knows, you're kind of gifted 4 points there on the safeties. And
then, not just 4 points, you're also getting the ball back in great field position.
Exactly.
As well.
The field position is unbelievable. So, you obviously want to be excited by how you've played, but again, as a coach, he knows he has to go in there and kind of talk about some of the bad things that they're not going to be able to get away with against some of the other teams on their schedule.
Yeah, it was a good win, but we got Wagner Sally coming up. So they won their region last year, going 4-0 in region play, finishing the year 7-4. And I mentioned after those first 4 years where they were 5-38, they've really turned things around. Winning seasons in 4 of the last 5 years for Fox Creek. Predators quarterback Charlton in a shotgun. And he hands it off right up the middle. And here's KJ Green again on the run. And again, it's Wingard who's playing his heart out tonight, making the tackle.
Yeah, Wingard getting a lot of tackles, and it's like a lot of times in college where you'll see a free safety with a lot of tackles. It's great for the individual because he's, making the stop and they're not getting a touchdown. But there's a reason if, someone like a safety has a lot of tackles, it's because they're not getting those tackles near the line of scrimmage.
The guys in front of him aren't making them.
Yeah, and it's just very tough for him tonight. He's kind of had to run around and chase everybody down and get the tackle.
This time it's Swires. Swires brought down after a pickup of about 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. As the clock runs here, under a minute and a half to go. There you see minute 15 in the 3rd quarter. There's Dalton Swires. Had an 85-yard touchdown run, or 87 yards, check that, earlier in this game. And Charlton in a shotgun. He's got Green and Swires with him. And false start on the offense here. So it'll be 2nd down, and instead of 6, it'll be 2nd down and 11 after the penalty. Stick with us, of course, next week. I mentioned who the teams Augusta Christian and Fox Creek are playing. We will head over to South Carolina. Strom Thurmond Midland Valley next weekend. Get to see a great quarterback in Daniel Carr. Coach Hillary and Strom Thurmond, I know, going to be ready for that one. They're coming off a big win over Aiken last week. And back to pass is Charlton. Gets it away. It is complete into the flats. At about midfield, the receiver is brought down. And number 8 on the catch for Fox Creek. That is Hightower, Malik Hightower with the grab. And there you see Garner limping around for Augusta Christian. Down to 17 seconds to go here in the quarter. A game that has been all Fox Creek on the scoreboard for sure. And they got it spread here again. And if they get the playoff, they do. They throw it into the flats. It's caught again by Hightower, and Hightower makes a man miss. Hightower on the move. Hightower still running, and he's brought down not before he gets inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. So that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. They ended on a long pass play. I said that was number 8, Hightower. That's actually number 9, Jonte Herron, I believe. It's hard to tell. His jersey's kind of pushed up. It is number 9, Herron. There you see in our Doctors Hospital instant replay.
Some nifty moves there from Hightower.
And there you go. So we'll take a quick break here. Fox Creek on top. It's 31-zip. WJBF Sports Game Night Live. 4th quarter action when we come back.